Okay guys, so get this. A while ago, I had literally the most lazy, unmotivated vocalist ever. One day, we got together for a writing session in order to create some lyrics to finish a song. Since this was before we had any recording devices, I would have to play a riff over and over and over again, while he would come up with lyrics to go over it. After 30 minutes of me playing this riff repeatedly and seeing him furiously jotting things down, I had to take a break. I asked him, "Hey man, my hands are starting to cramp up. How are the lyrics coming along?" To which he responded, "Oh dude, my bad, my mind wandered." Which prompted me to look at his notepad, and guess what? For the past 30 minutes while I was playing the riff into oblivion, this dude was drawing a tree. Hey, what up, Riff Shoppers? Today, I'm gonna provide you with the #1 trick that I use to help motivate my band. Are you ready? Sure? You ready? You ready? Let's get it on! Set a goal with an externally imposed deadline and throw your band to the fire. Alright, so let me explain. More than likely, you've tried to set a goal for your band. Hey guys, let's practice so we can finish those songs. What's better than that is if you've set an internally imposed deadline for that goal. Hey guys, let's practice so we can finish those songs on September 14th. But the most powerful #1 thing that you can do to increase the motivation in your band is to set an externally imposed deadline for your goals. And by externally imposed, I mean somebody else has a stake in it. Hey guys, let's practice so we can finish those songs. I booked a studio date on September 14th. Got it? Good. Here's some examples of good goals to give your band. Recording an album or EP, playing a show, shooting a music video, going on tour. Although you don't want to make the goal too easy, it should at least be reasonable. For example, it wouldn't make a lot of sense if you only had 2 members in your band, but you set the goal of going on tour in 2 weeks. Because that goal isn't realistic, it really wouldn't have any motivational effect on your band. Also, the more you can control the outcome of the goal with your guys' own actions, the better. Because if you guys can't influence the outcome, then your actions are futile, rendering them once again unmotivated to take action. That's like saying, alright, I'm giving myself the goal to win the lottery by next Monday. Don't be a dumbass. Now here are some examples of bad goals. Getting signed. Not only can you not control what labels offer you, you're also encouraging yourselves to sign any contract regardless of how good it actually is. So don't set that as a goal. Another bad goal is finding a full lineup within a certain period of time. Now don't get me wrong, if you don't have a full lineup, you should constantly keep an eye out for musicians that would be a perfect fit. But this is not an area you want to put a solid deadline on. A bad member addition can ruin the morale of your band and further demotivate you guys. Can you imagine if somebody was just like, alright, I'm setting a deadline for myself. I'm gonna get married in 3 years. And it's just gonna happen. Once again, not too smart. Now that we've discussed goals, let's talk about externally imposed deadlines. With self-imposed deadlines, you could fail your goals without any real repercussions. If you were to set the goal of, hey, let's be able to play our songs together in a month, it would be easy to miss the deadline because you guys could fail in privacy and no one would have to know. However, if you booked a show, now there's social and monetary pressure to follow through with it. Get your band to imagine how embarrassing it would be to go on stage and have nothing prepared. Imagine people's disappointment when they realize that you've wasted their time and money. Now envision people throwing tomatoes at you guys because you guys suck! Now that the show's booked, you guys will do everything in your power to avoid this nightmare scenario. That is the power of externally imposed deadlines. Setting externally imposed deadlines often starts with the word booking. Booking a show, booking studio time, booking a music video shoot, booking a promo shoot. You get the idea. So as a recap, the best way of motivating your band is to give them an achievable goal set with an externally imposed deadline. If you followed exactly what I've outlined for you to do, and there's still a lack of motivation, it could be an indication of a deeper issue. Let's talk about a bigger issue. Finding the right people for your band is difficult. Over the past 10 years of being in a band, I've had to try out a lot of people. Back in my high school days, I remembered having consecutive weekends booked lined up with tryouts for my band. In addition, I've tried out a lot of weird and kind of funny things in order to get people to jam with me. For example, back in the MySpace era, I would go on my friends' friend list and go through all of their friends' photos in order to find the ones with guitars or playing on a drum set. From there, I would proceed to send them a message and pretty much ask them, "Hey, want to jam and join my band?" I remember another time in college, I sat next to someone and ended up doing a project with them. While getting his email address, I noticed that it had the word bassist in it and pretty much immediately asked him to jam. But because of every single move I made with social media, networking, and a whole lot of trial and error, I am now in a band with 5 other dudes I love with all my heart. Without a doubt, I can say that this is the perfect lineup that many bands would kill for. Beyond being incredibly talented musicians, these guys are all my best friends. I mean, look at how happy we look on stage. This brings me to my special announcement that I hinted at the beginning of the video. It's our sole purpose here at Riffshop to help you achieve your musical goals. With that being said, we created an entire video dedicated to answering the question, how do I find people for my band? In it, I'll discuss my techniques for finding the most relevant musicians in the shortest amount of time. Each of these tactics I've had personal experience with, and I'll integrate those stories into the lesson. In addition, I'll equip you with the mentalities necessary for dealing with the difficult parts that nobody tells you about when finding band members. I'll also tell you about that one time when I passed up the opportunity to jam with somebody for an entire year for realizing that he would be the best bassist that I could ever share a band with. And I'll make sure that you don't make the same mistake I did. So in order to get access to the video, all you gotta do is fill out the form in the link in the description and we'll send it to you, all for free. Alright guys, peace out. In addition to asking the actual attendees who are at the local show, ask the members of the bands playing if they're interested in jamming. I know right away, some of you guys are probably going like, hey, no, I can't do that. They're in a band that just played. I don't want to steal their members. First of all, just ask them. You don't know what they're thinking. And the worst that could happen, the absolute worst that can happen,